Hello. So, PES demo came out a couple of days ago now. Grabbed it off the New Zealand store. Actually went to the event at Celtic Park last week as well, where I was able to play some games against the AI, longer than the 5 minutes available here. Enjoyed the event, met some good folk. Shout out to PES Monkey in particular, who I shared a few beers with after. And yeah, I enjoyed the game at the event. Both got some chances to play against the AI, opportunities obviously aplenty to play against other folk. And my general thoughts were walking away from it were pretty positive. The only downside for me on a personal level was just how their TVs were set up. I'm not one for really bright images. I like a deeper contrast and stuff like that, so that's just a personal taste thing. But all in all, that was good, so I found myself definitely looking forward to the demo. And well, it was quite disappointing, of course, to encounter that it was 5 minute matches, which is a bit of a bummer, although we've got a 10-minute option online. But this is just more of a wee kind of test stream as I kind of ease my way back into doing this again. Wee bit of tunes on in the background as per. So yeah, I've just been playing it with standard condition on both teams. The reason for that is just to purely get into it. I'm not really... If it was 10-minute games, then I would be probably set it to random condition and mess about with formations and stuff. But really, I'm just using this VAI experience with these length of matches as just means to practice things, try things out. So we're going to do Argentina v France, why not? Switch out stadium choice here. Now, Camp Nou at night is my preference at the moment. I'm not overly keen on the daytime lighting at the Nou Camp, to be honest. I know most of it is, you know, the shadow over it's actually, majority of it being in shadow is a good thing for me. I just don't like, I'm just not really a huge fan of the turf shade at Camp Nou in the game. And that's just, again, that's just personal preference. That probably doesn't bother people. Some people will probably think it's amazing. For me, just with the parts of the pitch in which the sun hits, I just don't think it's particularly good. You know, it's not to my taste anyway. It's not the shade I would want it. If it was up to me, every surface would be a deeper green, kind of darker green if you like. All personal preference. See? So I'll just batter into it now. I'm going to say watching videos, reading impressions, and just my own little bit of trial and error. There's a lot of comments about the game being Superstar maybe a bit easy, and what I'll say to that is I'm not worrying about that too much. It's exhibition. It's always a little bit, I always find the exhibition mode just a little bit easier to play against anyway, and that's just been the way of it with PES for God knows how long. They do tend to meander a wee bit on the wings, absolutely, the AI. Probably would also like to do with them shooting more. Again, I don't know if that's an exhibition mode thing. But one thing that's kind of stood out is I've been watching a lot, and I note that many do just opt to use the dynamic wide cam for gameplay. And I don't use that camera, but I thought I'd use it, and yeah, the game feels easier on dynamic wide cam just for the very reason I can see too much of the pitch. So, and I think that's always going to be the case personally. No matter what they do with these football games, that wider default camera is going to make things just feel easier. Now, what I will say is that doesn't apply to online, absolutely not. But I think against the AI, if you can see the whole pitch, you can just, it's easy to manipulate it's easier to manipulate the AI. Also just the kind of height of the camera in dynamic wide as well. not only that it's zoomed out, but the height of it, you can actually see more angles, I think. Which is, in theory, yeah, that's how you want it. You know, that would be the preference there. But I don't know. What I've done, I believe I've opted now for pitch side. In fact, I'll show you my camera settings, and I do feel as though it's a bit more challenging. Many people may go, right, that's just nonsense, but surely you make your kind of viewing angle a little bit more tighter and claustrophobic. You're going to maybe be relying on radar. You're not going to see everything you can see from that default camera. It's surely going to up the challenge ever so slightly. Certainly has me playing slower against the AI. But again, that's what I want. I find myself doing that, and the game seems to be pretty good for that this year. And dare I say, maybe the reason I got so much joy out of PES 2018 similarly was maybe my camera settings. I know a lot of people could look at that and go, too close, too low, can't do it. And yeah, that's fine, but for me, it's spot on. So, whatever I've picked, I think it is pitch side I've got, and it's 215 I've opted for. I'm still not 100% settled on the angle settings because I'm using advanced shooting, which I'm having a wee bit of a tough time with. Again, that might be camera related, but yeah, angle's something I'd probably find myself messing about with more, but I'm fairly set on height and zoom. So let's go for it here. I just want to skip this next track, it's a bit intense. Go this next one. So really this kind of test stream's I just really wanted to show the camera I'm using off a bit more than anything else. And I'm sloppy at the moment. I'm on a medication just now, and among other things, it's raised my body temperature, and I feel it in my extremities, especially my feet, my hands. I just feel as though they're constantly get a kind of layer of sweat over them. It's so bizarre. It is a nice non-side effect initially, but yeah, certainly it's just, I don't know, I just can pick that out from my control a little bit. Oh Christ, as you can see, very sloppy. But yeah, it was interesting, always is, those first few days reading different people's takes. Needless to say, there's just places on the internet I will no longer go for thoughts unless it's just to have a wee bit of a laugh at them, to be honest with you. But yeah, just the small community that I've found myself interacting with and generally enjoying discussing the game with over the last year, I would say. Yeah, I think we're generally quite positive. We've got our own issues and observations, most of which I would agree with and think are valid to some degree. Now there's one immediate improvement, certainly, is just the AI can be a bit bitey on you, and 1 in 3 kicks is certainly more of a frequent occurrence. I think the other standout for me is the ball physics. That's definitely been a change from 2018. Lots of changes, you know, albeit subtle. I'm playing scrappy as hell here. So that special controls button is quite handy for winning free kicks, I've noticed. I've just not got that, I'm not focused on this now. I'm trying to improve vastly. Christ. Very sloppy at the moment. But yeah, just generally, I mean, certainly the first thing that stands out is the tempo, and I found that, you know, when I was at the event last Thursday, I was like, oh, this is slow. I've still got some issues with the special controls button. I think there's so much more that could be done there regards animations and stuff. I know it's not meant to be a button that you hold down and dribble with necessarily. It's just when you do it, it looks a wee bit ugly to me, clunky. I don't like using the term, but yeah, robotic. And it can just pull you out the moment, and you know, it's not a purpose thing, because what, you know, the thing about the R2 button is it can be used for like kind of a well-timed press of it, can be used for controller passes as you receive it. And just sometimes it kind of locks into this, well, I mean, the turn and face animation is not too bad, but any kind of movement of the stick, and you can go into this kind of lateral dribble animation, and I think it's always just looked off to me. Let's see if I can get it here. See, I mean, but that's cool. So I mean, certainly, I mean, obviously it is meant to be used more as just a kind of quick press. I just think there's just a little bit more they could do there with blending. Just a wider variety of animations. But I do like this camera angle for the most part just now. I might have to zoom out over time. I noticed that pitch side is not one of the options available, I don't think. And online, you've just got to pick normal. I think it's long or wide and adjust from there, but you can generally get the desired result from most of the cameras. I might experiment with some of the other ones though. But they have nerfed a few things. Again, nerfed, it's one of these terms I don't like using, but they've certainly dampened the impact of the sprint button in general use. You know, you can't just hammer it all the time. It's all about well-timed presses of it, especially, you know, certainly the dribbling, the double taps is quite effective. It's easy to run off. Certainly as well, what I'm finding is the player strength on the ball does take a bit of a drop when they're sprinting with the ball at feet. That's a good thing. Can't necessarily power through players with the ease in which seemed present in PES 2018. Funny old game though, and I'm mostly good with. Crossing still something, I mean, that's not an example of what my struggle is. My struggle tends to be, I think it's placement power, and certainly the power bar does move slowly. There's a slight delay, but it's not a wholly objectionable one, not at this junction anyway. Actually feels pretty good. There we go. Always happens. And that's one of my, that would say is my other little issue I have, is how the what the AI's preference is. It does tend to be that it's wings and then balls across. And I've got no issue with that. I've been playing awful. But that's a very frequent move. And just would like to see a little bit more down the centre, and I'm trying to think back to see last Thursday when I was playing it, and I think there was actually, maybe more in the way of shots from the AI and play coming through the centre from them. I don't know. See, this is the thing. I mean, these demos are built. They're not just, they don't just take a build and then just slap a few things on it and say that's the demo. It's built, you know, it's its own thing. You know, it'll be using the same assets with regards to matching and things like that, but I think some of the coding's different, and I think it's coded to a 5-minute match, and then a 5-minute match in which, you know, things are either designed to happen. I'm actually certainly hoping, I mean, I know a lot of people have got the PC version and have patched it, so they're playing their 10 and 10-minute matches and all, like, against the AI there. I don't think that's still not going to give it all away. Demo builds are builds, so it's maybe a case of them just elongating the actual demo code, as it were, and it maybe not being that truest representation of a 10 or 15-minute half as it will be in release, or certainly compared to what I played last week. And there we go. I mean, 3 free kicks in that game in a 5-minute match, that's acceptable. I played awful as well. I mean, I played truly woeful there. Just try to get my flow again. Like I say, my hands don't feel right. I'm going to do a wee rematch here. Good play from the com there. I make it easy for them. Shooting's good. I feel there's just a little bit more variety in ball flight and I like, and certainly the new traits brought in for rising shots, dipping shots are going to help that. Let's see, I'm using advanced shooting. Advanced shooting, just not very good at this now. There we go. Ooh, just wee things like that, just varieties in finish, ball flight. It just seems quite promising. Higuain was amazing in PES 2018. But I've had some cracking goals, some little cracking patterns of play and stuff like that, when it all comes together. But I like that there can, you know, it's not OTT, but there is periods of midfield congestion, or you know, not a great deal maybe happening at either side, and I like that. But it can burst free and open up. It just seems a very flexible game. You know, it's not necessarily very, it's not one note. That's what I think is the best way to put it. And I think, you know, was it a couple in it, was it last night? I felt I had my rhythm spot on with the game, and then I've just felt as though I've lost it a wee bit here. And I like that, you know. The strength is still there, but I get a bit lost there. The strength is still there, but it just seems a little bit more momentum based. Not just like an animation, as it were. It's a decent challenge here. See when you put it, when you set it so that the condition of both teams is either A-OK or above, you're going to get a different experience from what it is with random condition. Even though random condition is probably more realistic, if you want to call it that. I don't think it's the best way to judge overall, not in a 5-minute match. Because there's actually one of the videos I watched, I think it was at True Brits actually, and he was like, oh, Superstar's dead easy. And it's like, do you know what? It does look like you're having a bit of an easy time there, and I'm not having a go at the dynamic wide camera usage here net exclusively. I thought, no, they are playing bad. I think it was Inter Milan. And it's like that. I wonder if he's got it in random condition. I wonder what their conditions are like in their players, because a few, 3-4 players in the Inter team with down arrows of any kind, that's going to set it all out of whack. It's going to have an impact, and it's an easy one to forget that. Visually I'm satisfied. See now that I've got it on my own TV now, I've just got a 1080p set that is actually over 10 years old, but I love it. It's a Sony Bravia and I just think it's still a good performer for me. So, at the time it was worth a good few grand, and I do still think, I'm not sure what the case is now, but it was a case that Sony could, some stuff they could make was actually a bit, could break down. I mean, including PlayStations. But certainly they seem to be pretty robust when it comes to TVs. I've just never felt compelled to upgrade as a result. 4K will happen eventually, but I'm in no rush. But yeah, once I've been able to get it up the road, I was able to set the brightness and contrast settings the way I wanted it, just using in-game. And I've already, I've got memory, this is saved to memory what my actual TV settings are. I just think it looks really lush and, very, very pretty game. It's like I say, just, it's personal sort of preference what I think about, just certain graphical assets. Lighting and things like that. Being a bit sloppy here again. I think one of my biggest things I'm guilty of at the moment is just still try to play a bit too PES 2018. I played so much of that game, I think I just feel a little bit hardwired in my brain. Tell you what, Messi's in fucking Sadibi's back pocket here. So yeah, I just thought I'd get a couple of games up quickly. It's like I say, this is more just a test stream. I'm off it a little bit, definitely, with my play, and just generally, honestly, my hands just weird heat and moisture constantly generating. It's just a weird feeling. But it was just some quick thoughts. Not a lot I can use can be very illustrative there, unfortunately, but that'll come. I might come on. I'm off tomorrow, and I suppose if the weather is good, I won't be spending my day playing PES, certainly not, but Might even get a wee morning stream in, something like that, before I go about my day. I'll certainly maybe try and jump on in the evening, maybe try some online, which has been alright. You know, I've quite enjoyed online. But yep, just some quick thoughts on it. I'll come back to it, and yeah, thanks for all who watched.